to my channel. Today I'm doing a video on get to know me. So I'm going to answer 5 questions and then give you a fun fact at the end. So if you really want to know who I am and what I'm about, then you know what to do. Hang out with me. Okay, so the first question is going to be, what sports did I play in high school? Now, when I say this, don't tell me it's not a sport, because it is. And it is cheerleading. I love to cheerleading. I did cheerleading for 5 years of my life. I was captain twice, just saying. And I also ran track and field. I did the 100 meters, I did the hurdles, and then I did the jumpy thing, whatever the jump was, hop, skip, jump, and all that other stuff. I didn't do any, I was not out on the track for like an hour, okay? I mean, from A to B, fast. That's what I wanted to do. So, and I was pretty good with hurdles. I think when I was in 8th grade, I got 4th place in the county for, you know, running hurdles and things like that. But, you know, I have like little legs and whatnot, so like I couldn't really go too far in my hurdle career, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. Okay, the second question is going to be, what is my favorite Bible verse? Now, I'm going to cop out a little bit on this, because that's kind of like asking, well, which one is your favorite child? They're all my favorite. And it's kind of the same thing with the Bible. It's not so much like what's my favorite verse, honestly, but it's more like what season am I in? You know, if I want to get comforted, I go to Psalms. If I want wisdom, I go to Proverbs. You know, if I just want to be reminded of, you know, my identity, I go to Genesis. So there's just so many, and the plans, you know, the famous Jeremiah 29:11. I like to also kind of meditate on that. But there's so many good ones. Zephaniah, you know, when it says that God sings over us. And I can't pick one, because there's just so many that I absolutely love. So many verses that speak exactly and have spoken exactly to the season and situation that I was in. So honestly, I'm going to cop out a little bit and say from Genesis to Revelation. The third question is going to be, what is my background? Well, I am Boricua. I am from Puerto Rico. And just recently, well, I don't want to say just recently, but in the past few years, my mom's cousin did one of those, like, you know, DNA things. And apparently there's French in our blood, which I actually really do believe, which is where my mother's maiden name comes from. So it's a French last name. And it's funny because my whole life, like, I've always been drawn to the French language, and I've never understood why I really wanted to learn it. And actually my daughter's learning it now in high school. So when she said that, I'm like, that makes sense, because if it's in my blood, then, you know, the French is singing to me. The fourth question is going to be why I started YouTube. Now, here's the story of why I started YouTube. When my kids are little, there's a certain season where I have to sit there literally and hold them for hours while they nap, because this is the only break that I get, and they have to be like in my arms. So I have hours and hours and hours of what to do. So I remember sitting on my couch one day and being like, you know, I really enjoy makeup, and I've always really wanted to learn how to do makeup. So I started, you know, looking online how to do makeup, and the first person that popped up was Jaclyn Hill. So I started watching Jaclyn Hill's videos, and this had to be back in 2014. This was back in 2014. And I've watched hours, like all her videos. I watched all her videos, right? And then after I was done with her whole channel, I started looking for more makeup artists and things like that. I just fell in love with YouTube. I fell in love with who she was and just her personality, and feeling like, you know, I was kind of like, I had a friend who was online and I was kind of hanging out at her house. I loved that feeling. So I was like, you know what? God spoke to me at that moment, and I started looking up Christian YouTubers and realizing that there were a few Christian YouTubers, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I can like sit here and do videos and kind of talk to people, and they can kind of feel like they're, you know, hanging out with me and things like that. So this is why I started YouTube. But it literally wasn't until this, you know, the summer of 2017, where am I? What day is it? The summer of 2017, where I actually put out my first video, because guys, let me tell you, everything came against me trying to do this YouTube channel. I had my lens break. I had to buy a new lens. You know, I had to figure out lights, the mic. I had to buy a mic. I had to figure out how to do stuff with the computer. There was so much figuring out. And for me, I don't like just putting out stuff and being like, oh, well, you know, I'll just put it out. It doesn't matter. To me, it matters. I wanted to do, you know, quality stuff, at least, you know, set a good foundation. So it took me, long story short, it took me a long time to finally put out my video, but it's out. I've done a few videos. I'm learning more and more, so I'm so thankful that I'm here with you guys, and that's how it started. That's why it started. Number 5 is going to be, what is my favorite animal? Now, I'm gonna break this down. I know I might be cheating here a little bit, but it's fine. It's whatever. So the first is going to be my mystical creature, which is the unicorn. Who doesn't love unicorns right now? Who doesn't love unicorns? Okay, and it's in the Bible, saying KJV. look it up. But then the other side of it is going to be woodland animals. So like the fox, you see my little fox right here. And then I have a lot of owls. So any like woodland type creatures, because they're just associated, to me, they're associated not just with like outside life, but with autumn. They just remind me of autumn, and autumn is my absolute favorite season. So yeah, so again, unicorns and then woodland creatures. Okay, so now for the fun fact. I'm actually a choreographer. I've been a choreographer since I was 16 years old. I absolutely love to dance. And the funny part is like I can't go to sleep listening to music unless it's classical, unless it's like orchestra. I used to play the cello too. That's another side note. But so I can't go to sleep listening to music because my mind will start to choreograph. And there's been so many times where my family are like, you know, I could be sleeping and they turn on the music and my body just reacts to music. And I've been doing it since I was 16. We had a few dance groups. I was actually texting one of my friends from one of our past dance groups and was like, what was the name that we had? Because the first one I had was called Latin Percussion. The next one was Ultimo Minuto, last minute. And then the one that we figured out finally was Borican Nation. And it was, you know, Spanish. It was like a merengue and just like hip hop and just kind of like a cluster of a whole bunch of Hispanic type music. And we used to, you know, do dances for our pageants in our town and parades, and you know, wherever we were asked to go, that's where we went and go ahead and oh my god, my dog. But then I became Christian, and then I started doing choreography for my church. So yep, that's the fun fact. I'm a choreographer. I absolutely love dance. I love music. I hear it differently. I'm not a good singer at all. So I don't hear tone. I hear beats. I hear all the nuances, the words, the phrases, the feeling behind it. So that's how I listen to music, and my mind just goes and starts creating all these awesome dance moves. All right, y'all, so that's the end of this video. Again, thank you so much for sitting with me and watching and, you know, just kind of hanging out and getting to know me a little bit more. I do want to do more of these kind of videos because, you know, it is about life. It is about purity and dating and relationships, but I want you to get to know me and I want to get to know you. So if there are any questions that you have at all, or any comments, or any answers to the questions that I have stated, write them down below in the comments. Let me read them. Let's talk a little bit, right? Subscribe if you haven't. Give this video a 2 thumbs up. Share it if you really want to. And that's all, y'all. So again, thank you so much for watching. Bye. What's up, my beautiful people? Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about 5 get to know me facts. No. So wherever we're asked, we went ahead and we just